referee to tonight's game, Mike Noeth. Mike, when did you find out you were going to go do the game between Canada and the Soviet Union?
Tuesday night, Eddie. Scotty Morrison informed us of the Wednesday and Thursday assignments, and we were in Edmonton at the time, and he told us who would be working the game, standbys, etc. So it's been a couple of days since we found out.
What's the significance to Mike Noeth doing a game like this?
Well, I'd be full of baloney if I told you it was just another hockey game. To me, it's probably the biggest challenge I faced in my short career. I guess I just have to, as they say, work your own game, but still keeping in mind that it's obviously a big game for both teams involved.
And there's the starting roster for Team Canada. The lineup as we begin this hockey game. Significantly, Robinson and Coffey are paired. The line from the Islanders of Bossy, Tonelli, and Sutter. Vladimir Mushkin in the nets for the USSR. He's played all but one game. And there are the officials. Mike Noeth, you just heard from. Jan Tadacek is the bearded one there from Czechoslovakia. He's garnered a lot of respect in this series. And Kevin Collins from the United States, the neutral officials. Pete Peters in the nets for Canada. Zubkov and Kazatonov are the defensemen, and that big line is reunited. Larionov missed the last game with a slight knee injury. He centers the line with Makarov and Karutov. So we're just about set to go here at the Olympic Saddle Dome in Calgary. And there is Glenn Sather. Biggest game I think he has ever coached. I think that is very safe to say. He has seen his team have its ups and downs over the last 2 weeks. There have been some good times and there have been some disappointments.
Well, now's the time to put it all together. Canada had their backs against the wall against Czechoslovakia, and they came out with their best game of the series. Let's hope they can do it again here tonight.
Viktor Tianov of the Soviet Union. His team has just kept right on winning. Undefeated, actually, in major tournament play since the loss to the United States in the 1980 Olympics. Soviets back in their own zone now with Zubkov bringing it to center ice. He's checked back there. Tonelli tried to pass it rink wide and hopped over Karutov's stick. Now Robinson moves up. He is checked from behind by Larionov. Now against the boards. Tonelli in there along with Larionov, and it's Makarov now to the line. Makarov to the corner, slides it into the slot, and it was knocked down. As coming back on the play was Bossy. Now here's Karutov hoisting it over top of the net that bounces all the way back out to center ice, and Kazatonov back in his own zone now. Soviets make changes. Kazatonov out at center ice. That pass intended for Yashin, and it's knocked back in by Middleton with a player trapped, and we'll have a face-off just inside the blue line.
Well, a couple quick changes right off the bat, and Canada's going to have to do that the whole 3 periods. They have to have 30, 40-second shifts, maintain that pace throughout the game if they're going to stay with the Soviet hockey players.
Wayne Gretzky out there now on a line with Middleton and Goulet. Puck is shot over the line into Soviet territory in the corner of this side, and it's Yashin digging it out, and he brings it to center ice. Gretzky doing the checking job there as Svetlov gets it on the far side and shoots it in. Behind his own net, Raymond Bourque into the corner. Goulet's back there. He takes a hit, managed to duck most of it from Svetlov, and the puck is cleared to center ice. The back checking there of Yashin. Now up comes Canada once again to the line. Kevin Lowe working into the corner. Lowe trying to clear to the side of the net. It hit the side of the net and is cleared back out through center ice and down into Team Canada territory, and we'll get the icing as Gretzky goes back to pick it up. Early in the game, and this is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Designing a better service station isn't child's play. You've told us you want stations with quick and easy access, and signs you can read at a glance, where you can move around easily whatever the weather. Clean, uncluttered stations, well lit at night, where service is everything it's supposed to be. At Esso, we're designing better service stations because that's what you want. Because of you, we're getting better.
This program is broadcast under rights granted by Hockey Canada and the NHL Players Association. It's protected by copyright and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of the program without the express written permission of the CTV Television Network and TV Labatt is forbidden. Minute 28 gone in the first period. No score. Face off. Brought around behind the net there by Stelnov. In the corner, it's flipped out in front. Mushkin handles it and leaves it to the side of the net. Out comes Barnikov. At center ice is intercepted by Huddy. Soviets move up, but Anderson comes across and makes the check. Now against the board, Starikov there to the line. Schwartzov couldn't get free as he hit the line. And Canada, but that goes off Anderson's skate. Out at center ice now, Gartner moving up. They've got a lot of speed out there now with Messier. Now we've got some pushing and shoving going against the boards. Gartner, along with Mikhail Barnikov. And they're going to toss them both, which is, I think, really the correct decision.
Yeah, there'll be double minors there. Mike Gartner's fighting along the boards, trying to get the puck loose up to the forward. The Soviets just standing in his way, trying to hold him off. Gardner's just putting lots of fight into it there.
So at 1:59, Barnikov and Gartner will go off. 2-minute penalties. And so there'll be a little skating room out there.
Well, the Soviets, they don't mind playing 4-on-4 or 3-on-3. They got guys that can handle the puck, but
Well,
the forwards come up, or the defensemen come up on a play such as this and act as the third forward to cause a 3-on-2.
now to Zubkov, back in his own zone. Ahead, Robinson takes it to center ice. Now Messier shooting it in, and Canada will make a change as it's cleared in. Messier heads for the bench, and Bossy comes out. Robinson remaining out there now. Teams are at even strength at center ice now, and down over the line comes Shepard, and it's taken by Sutter. Sutter with Bossy on the wing, but he gets it out to center ice. Coffey getting it in for Sutter. Sutter stopped up in the corner as he takes a check from Zubkov behind the net and cleared off the boards past Robinson and out to center ice. Collected at his own blue line by Coffey to Robinson. Robinson at center ice. Sutter gets it to Robinson. Back to Sutter at the line. Sutter moving into the corner. Zubkov on top of him. They clear it in behind the net now. Out in front, Coffey clearing it out there. He's playing very deep on that play. Robinson passed it up onto the stick of Vasiliev. Vasiliev shooting it back to Makarov, and here he comes. He's got great speed. Look at the move, and he hit the line. Goes to the backhand, and Robinson was right on top of him and took him in against the boards. Krutov now back out for Makarov. Makarov against the boards. Gretzky on top of him. Into the corner he goes. It's flipped behind the net, and Larry Robinson has it. Robinson off the boards, near the line, and it's brought to center ice. Team Canada carrying the puck over the line as Michel Goulet takes the hit as he put the brakes on. Kazatonov clears it to center ice. Bork, low, through center ice. Ilya Ledinov clearing it right back again. Ray Bork's got it. Bork just off the boards. Gretzky has to go back with it now under some forechecking pressure from Ilya Ledinov. Out comes Team Canada with Bork. Center ice, shooting it in. Anderson moving in. The puck comes off the back boards. And covering up his Moishkin, he holds for a face-off deep in the Soviet end.
There's been great tempo in this game. The Canadian team tonight, they're going to try to throw as many pucks at Mishkin as they can to try to make him force it, handle it in the crease, maybe cough something up. That's one of the stronger points in our game. Scrambles around the net. You see a lot of goals scored that way in the National League, and they're going to be throwing everything at the net and having a guy going for it.
Well, there you see Glenn Anderson, 54 goal scorer last year. Messier in the corner now, along with Anderson playing up front. The penalty has now expired. Puck is loose inside the zone, but the Soviets control only to lose it. Gave it away right at the line as Anderson coming back. Now Messier going, good check in there on Stelnov. Now in the corner, Messier, Stelnov checking on him. Also in there is Gartner, and they'll hold it in and get another face-off in the Soviet end. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
120 years ago, John Labatt brewed his beer slowly in small batches using 100% barley malt. That's how we brew John Labatt Classic today. Pure beer. It's Kreuzen brewed, one of the longest aged beers in the world. It may cost a little more than ordinary beers, but because of the man, it's brewed without compromise. John Labatt Classic.
17 gone in the period. We haven't had a shot on goal yet. Peter Stastny out there. Through center line along with Brian Bellows. Face off. Bourne is on the line as well. Bourne goes after it in the corner. Rolls it in front. They try to bottle up that area in front as Darrell was mentioning, and just failed to get it through. Now down to the line comes Yashin. Yashin shot right on the rebound. Stastny cleared it into the corner. Svetlov Svidlov stick handling with that puck near the line. He falls, gets the puck into the corner. There's a shot from near the boards by Semyonov. Semyonov gets it again. He's checked out of the play by Peter Stastny. Circling with it now. This is Svidlov. His shot. In the corner, Huddy behind the net. Here's Doug Wilson. Good to see him back in the Team Canada uniform. He had the knee injury he suffered in the Czechoslovakian game. At center ice once again. Backhanded in by Huddy. Team Canada making another quick change. This time on defense as Robinson and Coffey come out, and it's Robinson coming off the bench who picks it up. Robinson at center ice, clears it to Coffey. Coffey over the line. Has to reach back and then clear it behind the net. Sutter hustling after it. Sutter trying to get it in front. Bossy. Bossy in front, and Tonelli was there. Just couldn't get his stick on it. Tonelli again. Trying to get it in front. Bossy is there as well. Bossy back out near the line, and it was deflected by Vasiliev down the ice. Back to get it will be Coffey, and we'll get another icing. And the Soviets icing the puck a bit.
This line of Bossy, Tonelli, and Sutter, they've been the most consistent line of Team Canada throughout the series. They do nothing but work, cough, make the other team cough up pucks in their own end and create scoring chances. And they're doing that again tonight.
Moishkin, who will forget that one? That game, the shutout, decided the Challenge Cup in 1979 in Madison Square Garden. A shock when he was put into the net in favor of Tretiak, and he registered the shutout.
I was there that night. That was a disheartening night for all of us NHL players, but he played very well. They came on throughout that series. I think in the second half of each one of those games, the NHL All-Stars did not score a goal, so that tells you the type of conditioning these hockey clubs are in.
Well, a crack in the ice down to the left of Moishkin. And Viktor Tianov, former defenseman in the Soviet Elite League, their A division. They've got sort of a wave going here. It's a little ragged looking right now, but I assume it'll pick up.
This guy's super fan. He does a good job of getting the fans going.
Tadachek set to drop the puck. And you see Vladimir Kogan out there wearing the face guard. He has got a nasty cut over his eye. 25 stitches he suffered. Here's Robinson now. Here's his shot. And he hit the post. Now back to the corner is Coffey. Behind the net, Sutter. Tonelli there as well. Cleared out to center ice now, and the Soviets on the march. Getting the return pass is Varnakov. Over the line. Curling on the play is Skvortsov. Skvortsov behind the net, Robinson. Varnakov checking on him. It's back near the line. Koven backhanding it in behind the net again for Coffey. Along the boards for Bossy. Bossy, the rink-wide pass out at center ice, and it was behind Tonelli. Tonelli flipping it to the line, trying to catch Bossy breaking over the line, but it's hooked out to center ice by Zubkov. There's a shot, flips over top of the net and up into the crowd, and we'll have a face-off once again. No score in this game. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
I want Steve, Frank, Mario, Tommy, come on, Mike. I guess that leaves Albert. Hey, he's your kid, brother. You take him. Come on, Albert.
At Canadian Tire, we carry the best names in hockey. Bauer, Cooper, CCM, but we're just the beginning. How far you go depends on you.
Boy, I sure wish we had a guy like Albert.
Yeah.
Face-off will be to Pete Peters' left. The Soviets with Shepelev out there. Mayev. Kind of a checking line they've got up against Gretzky. Vasiliev is there as well. A cousin of the great former Soviet player, Valery Vasiliev. And a last-minute addition when Chermanev was hurt early in this series. Now here's a steal right at the line. The shot, and the save is made by Peters. In behind the net, now it's cleared. Soviets controlling it in deep. Gretzky now digging it out in the corner is Bork, but he can't get it out of the zone as Pervulkin keeps it in. Now Goulet got it caught in his skates. Team Canada running around a bit. Now cleared in front of the net. And it's low. Finally clears it out to center ice. Bielya-Letzinov ahead. Backhanded it over the line. Middleton in deep after it now. Middleton trying to hook it out in front. Goulet trailing on the play. Middleton's there as well. Rolls it out in front. It goes right past Gretzky. The Soviets bringing it out to center ice once again, over the line, the drop pass. Vasiliev dropping it. Now trying to work it in front of the net is Shipylev. Wound up in front of the net, and there's going to be a slashing penalty called on Team Canada. And I think it is on Peters.
Pete Peters is known to take penalties. He's an aggressive goalie playing against him in the National League. If you get in that crease area, he takes a whack at you. Here you see the Soviets standing in front, bothering him. Peter takes a crack at him and gets him out of there. Let's hope it's not a costly penalty, though.
Hey, penalties, and Noeth now talking with Peters, slashing, and no doubt about it, on Gimayev, who was outside the crease. Middleton is going to serve it, so Canada goes short-handed once again early in the hockey game. Penalties like that you cannot afford to take.
Well, those type of penalties have cost Team Canada throughout the series. They've taken them at bad times in the hockey game. Let's hope they can kill this off here.
Back to get it now is Zubkov in his own zone now. The penalty killers for Team Canada. Sutter along with Tonelli, Robinson. Bringing it down and flying over the line now. Trying to get set. Here's a chance for Larionov. He shoots. What a save! Oh, a tremendous save is made by Peters. Behind the net now, Makarov. Makarov out to the blue line. Zubkov keeping it in. Here's his shot. He's wide of the net. Kazatonov. Kazatonov in. It's Larionov. Larionov back to Kazatonov to Zubkov. In for Makarov. Makarov. A shot. It deflects off the glass. And without the helmet there is Karutov. In the corner now. Karutov takes a big hit from Robinson. Robinson goes down. The puck is underneath him. And the fans start to come to life here in the Olympic Standing Dome in Calgary. Perhaps spurred by, one, the save by Peters, and two, the aggressiveness of the Team Canada defense.
Well, there was a great save by Pete Peters, and that's the type of goaltending you have to have against the Soviets because they're going to get those chances. Here's Larionov all alone. He takes a look. He makes it a little deep, and Pete keeps his leg outstretched there. Fine save by Peters.
What a great move by Larionov.
Just before that, Larry Robinson cranked Krutov right in the slot area. Canada's throwing their weight around.
Well, they're playing it aggressively, and they have to do that. There's Victor Teodov, 1:12 remaining in the penalty to Peters. And the faceoff will be deep in the Team Canada zone. They have made a change, have the Soviets now. They have Semenov out there, along with Yashin. Gimayev also, or correction, that's Svetlov also on the line as the puck is out at center ice now. And it is Pervulkin. Pervulkin getting the puck now. He's number 5 for the Soviets. Pervulkin, a rink 5 pass now. Down over the line comes Yashin. Yashin cutting in front. Yashin looking for a man. Drops it back for Pervulkin. The shot is off the stick of Messier, who was moving out on the play. And it was batted ahead. So we'll have a face-off. Well, it's getting a little rough out there as we look at Semenov. Anatoly Semenov, big fella at 6'3", 196 pounds, and one of the youngsters coming along, 22 years of age, out of Moscow Dynamo. Well, they're out there now on a line of players from Moscow Dynamo, including Svetlov and Yashin. Now the face-off, and Canada wins the draw. Low taking it around the net. Pervulkin keeping it in at the point. It's cleared into the corner. They're working in front. Good move there by Bork. He clears it around the boards. And containing it at the blue line is Bilyaletdinov. Soviets have been inside the Team Canada blue line. Knocked out of midair, and the whistle down for that. And the face-off this time outside the blue line.
Well, twice Canada threw the puck around the boards. They have to throw it a little harder than that. Soviet defensemen spread out there a little bit. They pick the pucks off and keep them in there. They gotta shoot that puck as hard as they can.
Well, we know where that young fella's heart is right now. 32 seconds remaining in the penalty. Bossy and Bourne out there. Robinson stays out. And Koven, Skvortsov, and Varnikov. Correction, they leave the Semenov line on the ice. Canada controls the face-off. They won the draws on all of this. Very important part of things early in this game. The center ice now. There's Bossy, and it's twisted right back inside the zone again. Pervulkin will have to go back for it. Pervulkin around the net. This side is Bilyaletdinov. He's checked in against the boards, winds up in Pervukin's stick behind the net now. Pervukin starting out, 5 seconds remaining in the penalty. Semenoff at center ice, it's stolen at center ice. Canada playing very well early in this hockey game. Robinson, penalty is over, they've killed it off. The crowd appreciates the effort from Team Canada. Now over the line comes the Soviet Union with Skvortsov. His shot is blocked by Peters, and he holds on for the face-off.
Good goaltending here by Pete Peters. Canada has to be careful in the mid-zone not to turn those pucks over to the Soviets. They can change over from defense to offense and open up those scoring chances. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
You'll never finish by morning.
No problem.
Now, command the powers of Atom with professional keyboard, high-speed memory drive, and built-in word processor program, all in one package.
Oops, you gotta start over.
Relax. Adam, move that paragraph.
Is that legal?
And print.
Atom, even a letter-quality daisy wheel printer.
You did it!
Adam, my launch sequence.
Is that legal?
Command the powers of Atom and program your future.
Wayne Gretzky out there along with his line mates, and he'll face off against Vladimir Koven wearing the face guard. This is the Gorky line, as they like to call it. It's a line that is used mainly in North American tournaments for the Soviets. They don't bring them over for World Championships and Olympic play. They're a little too rough and they take penalties. They like them in North America. Now out at center ice, now leading the rush over the line and working for the corner. Flip pass in there for Huddy, and it's bounced wide as Goulet cut in front of the goal mouth. Goulet jamming in against the boards now, trying to kick it free. And Gretzky's in there as well. Comes out to center ice. After that puck is Varnikov. Varnikov over the line, hopped over his stick. Now he's looking for a man in front. Clears it into the slot. Starikov shot it wide. He was forced deep, and the puck is cleared away. Now Varnikov at the line, but he's checked, and Canada moves to center ice now with Goulet. Out at center ice, dumped is Gretzky. The puck winds up in the crowd, and we'll have a face-off. Eddie Westfall's down below. Eddie, what are you seeing?
Ed Westfall down here at ice level, something that's become quite evident here in this hockey game. Team Canada so far through 10 minutes of the period have not lost one face-off, something that goes a long way to controlling the play.
Shots on goal, the Soviets 8, Canada 3, but I don't think that really describes the play early in this game. We've had that big save, of course, on the power play by Peters, but Canada has been very, very aggressive in this game.
They sure have. There's been some great action, and they're throwing that puck towards the net, and somebody's going for it.
No score in the game, and we've played exactly 10 minutes now. And the speed line is out there again. Gartner, Messier, Anderson. Taking the draw for the Soviets. Idiek, Yemaev from the face-off against the boards. Yemaev going after it. Clears it to the corner, or at least to the point, and it's kept in right there by Kevin Lowe. Behind the net now. Messier's in there. Give him a little room, and he can really hurt you, as we saw late in the game against the Soviets the other night. Now Canada, Anderson shooting it in. It went off a leg, and it's cleared to center ice. Vasiliev reaching for it. Bork moved after him. Vasiliev recovered and cleared it ahead, but that lead pass bounced over the stick of Sergei Shepelev, and it's called on the icing. So it'll be in the Soviet zone once again for the face-off.
Well, it's a smart play on Canada's part. When they're in the Soviet end zone, if they have to take a face-off, they should take it, because that's one of the stronger areas of our game. And when you have guys like Doug Wilson back there shooting the puck, you can win it clean, you're going to get a good chance to score.
Well, there's Alexei Kazatonov. Big fella, played in that 1977 World Junior Championship in Montreal. The Soviets won that championship in the final against Sweden. 4 members of that team moved on to the Soviet national team. Bounces in, cleared around the boards by Pervukin. Near the point, there's a drifting shot that's wide of the net, and it's cleared out to center ice by Karutov. Here's Coffey, back inside his own zone. Robinson backing up near his own line. Robinson starting to lead the rush now. Here he comes. At center ice, that lead pass now off a leg. Bourne hustling after it, trying to find a man in front if he can get to him, but he is forced all the way around the boards by the checking from Bilyaletdinov. Now Larionov clears it out. At center ice, Karutov, he overskated the puck. Makarov is there. Larionov now hustling through center ice. Larionov, Karutov going for the area in front of the net. The puck is chopped wide of Karutov, and out comes Coffey. Coffey at center ice. Coffey to the line. It's checked away from him. Bellows trailing on the play. Brought it in offside. We'll have another face-off. 11:26 gone here in the first period. We have no score in the hockey game. The shots on goal, Soviets 8 and Canada 1. Or 3, rather.
There's Brian Bellows. He hasn't played for a while, and I'm sure he's glad to get back into this lineup.
There's Vladimir Moishkin from Moscow Dynamo. He's only had 9 starts in 4 World Championships. It's a little tough to crack the Soviet lineup when you got a fellow named Tretiak ahead of you, but he's number 1 right now for at least a while. They tell us there's a kid named Evgeny Beloshekin who's on his way, just 18 years of age. There's Doug Wilson pinning it up against the boards. This is his second shift so far. Doug had suffered double knee injury, one to each, in that collision with Musil of Czechoslovakia. He missed a game. They missed him.
It's nice to have him back. They need him back there. He's got lots of experience, and we said earlier he can shoot the puck.
The Islander line out there for Canada, for the Soviets. It is Semenov along with Yashin and Svetlov. Wilson's got the puck out at center ice now. Tonelli trying to get it ahead, and unable to see that coming towards him was Sutter. Semenov over the line. He shot it wide. Yashin on the far side, but it's dug out by Sutter. At center ice now, Tonelli flipping it in over the line. Taking it out there is Stelnov, but he clears it around behind his own net rather than going ahead with it. Yashin's got it out to center ice now. He stopped on the play. Now it is against the board. Starikov is there. The pass for Yashin went over his stick. Now he's got the puck and he's over the line. Wilson diving and he knocks him over behind the net. Sutter moves in. And out comes Team Canada now. Carrying the puck is Tonelli. Tonelli with Bossy. Bossy going in after that puck along with Zubkov. Bossy's got it behind the net. He's got Tonelli in front. Couldn't get it to him. Rolls to the side of the net. Then Starikov. Out along the board, Shepelev. At center ice, Bork. Bork below. Shooting it in. Team Canada making changes as Middleton goes in after that puck. Zubkov's got it. Along the boards for Tobin. Tobin's chased out of the play. Middleton knocks it out of midair, and that high pass gets it to Gretzky. Gretzky going in. Zubkov in on top of him. Against the boards, Middleton. It's taken away by Bardakov. Cleared back in deep again by Goulet. Gretzky makes a good move and throws it out in front of the net. But there is nobody there to pick that one up, and it's cleared down the ice. Kevin Lowe going back for it. No icing as it's cleared around the boards for Middleton. Middleton eases it out to center ice, and Goulet's got it. Tried to get it to Gretzky. Didn't see it. And the Soviets come quickly right back. Here's the Soviets with a quick shot right up on Peters. And he holds on for the faceoff. They've got no score in the hockey game. With 6:37 left in the first period, this is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
With all the choices that Commerce Loan gave us, we could take our first real rest in years. Rest, Henry.
The Commerce Personal Loan helped us brighten up this room.
With a lot less paperwork than this.
At the Commerce, we give you a choice of fixed or variable interest rates. Not everyone does. And we'll even let you pay off your loan early with no penalty.
So I didn't have to fit the loan. The loan fit me.
You can count on the Commerce.
Face-off will be to Pete Peters' right. Deep in the Team Canada zone. Gemayev moving in. In the face-off, Peters wrists it into the corner. Coffey's there. Gemayev forechecking on the play. Also in there now is Vasiliev. And it's Canada bringing it out once again with Gardner, but he shot it off a leg, and Robinson has to go back for it. Robinson clearing it to center ice. Fed back now, and Verbuchen will start up. He clears it in. Out of the net is Peters, leaves it for Robinson. Robinson around the boards now, and Anderson couldn't trap it along the boards, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. There'll be icing here as Verbuchen goes back, and it'll be a face-off in the Team Canada zone once again.
A pretty good pace to this period. Canada has to maintain that pace throughout the game to stay with the Soviet Hockey Club. The big saves by Pete Peters earlier in the game sure have given the Canadian players a big boost. It's nice to know when your goalie's hot making those saves. Gives you all that much more enthusiasm to continue on.
You see those credits next to Verbuchen's name. He's only 28 years of age, and look at all the things he has done so far in worldwide hockey. Now behind the net, Gardner flipping it back. Canada just trying to get organized here. Now that lead pass. Gardner couldn't knock it down. Now he'll chase it in there. Mushkin comes out and flips it out to center ice. Canada will wait for Mates to get onside, and still trapped in there was Gardner. Anderson brought it in, so we'll have a face-off again outside the Soviet line. Well, Glenn Anderson, he has had his problems getting it going here, but I think they've got the answer in the line they put together for this hockey game with Anderson and Gardner and Messier. They seem to be freewheeling a bit more than this team has really done offensively.
There's everything there in that line. Messier's a good playmaker. He's big and strong, and both Anderson and Gardner have lots of speed on the wing, and they can both score goals and make good plays. So we should see lots from this line tonight.
Ray Bourque shooting it in now. Starakov's back there. Starakov out of center ice for Larionov. Back to Starakov. Starakov's over the line. Now the defenseman going in deep. Bourque on top of him. Takes him out. And it's low. Just pokes it along the boards for Bossy. Bossy couldn't get it out. Stelnoff's shot is wide. And on the far side, out comes a long lead pass from Tonelli. Bossy has to send it back into his own zone. There's going to be a penalty here. Canada on the attack now. They've got the man advantage as the goaltender comes out. The shot. Oh, and it rolled right to the goal post. Moishkin had it go by him, and it rolled right to the goal post, and Moishkin covered up.
Moishkin juggled that puck a little bit.
Well, here comes the shot.
Notice the Canadian players charging to that net after that puck is dropped.
Off the outside of the post is where it happened, but it seemed to handcuff Moishkin. He just kind of got up there where he couldn't handle it.
Well, we have a chance here on a power play now. 5 minutes left in the period. Now's the time to get a big goal here.
All right, Canada with its first power play opportunity of the hockey game. It is Makarov off for holding at 14:49.
The Soviets are very aggressive in their penalty killing. They do not give you time to set up behind the net like Wayne Gretzky likes to. They force the pointman, the puck goes out to the pointman, they force you to make a pass. Lots of times when you're not ready to. Very aggressive. Sometimes you'll have 3 men on one side of the ice forcing you to make a pass when you're not ready.
Well, I've got Wilson and Coffey on the points. Goulet, Gretzky out there, and also Bossy, so lots of firepower. Bossy's got it against the boards, in for Gretzky now. Tried to flip it out in front, it hit a leg as Kasatonov was covering at the side of the net. Gretzky goes down. Now against the boards, Bossy in deep. Gretzky's got it behind the net now. They'll try to get something sent out in front. There's a good shot. Goulet! And it was right in on Mushkin, who made the save, and the Soviets break out of their zone. Over the line now, Barnikov. Putting it in, he's hit in against the boards. Goulet digging it loose. Wilson's in there as well, and it's held for a face-off about 10 feet inside the Team Canada line.
Well, there was a good try by Gretzky and Goulet. I don't know if Mushkin saw it or not. It just hit his pad and came right out. Here's Gretzky in behind the net now, taking a look. Goulet trying to get into the hole.
Can't come much closer than that, Darrell. Gretzky in his favorite position, and you know that was one thing that hasn't been happening. They haven't been getting the men in front of the net, and it looks like they're doing a little bit more of that. And now the Soviets try to make a last change, and Mike Noah says no. Well, that's it. The home game belongs, by the way, to the Soviets in this game.
The Soviet defensemen are very strong and tough in front of the net. They'll grab a hold of your stick, they'll push you out, they'll knock you off balance. It's tough to stand in there and to get in position to get a good shot away.
Well, Noah now is saying, get out there. You're taking too much time, so Sportsov is out there. I think he wanted a better face-off man, and now he's saying, Bilyaletdinov, you get back out here too. Barnikov, Sportsov, along with Bilyaletdinov, and Kasatonov for the Soviets. Canada right now. Anderson out there with Middleton and Messier. And they'll operate from behind their own net now as Robinson takes the pass along the boards out to center ice now. Here's Anderson. Anderson ahead over the line now for Messier. Just wrists it in there. And Mushkin covers it up as Middleton moved right in on him. And another face-off in the Soviet end. They'll take those all day the way Canada's been winning those face-offs.
Well, that's for sure, and that's the idea of it. Not to give Mushkin time to give it to his defenseman to clear it out of there. To force him to freeze it and take that face-off.
He just took a mouthful of snow there.
Cool him off a little.
Show the man a little respect there. Vladimir, Moscow Dynamo. All right, let's see. There's the snow. That's a good bit of it too. A load. A dump truck came down on him. Oh, a little extra there, which wasn't necessary. Now we got that crack again down beside the net, giving the linesman a bit of a problem. Jan Tadacek.
Well, the ice is very thin here. I've skated on it a few times since I've been out in Calgary, and very thin. And the tempo of this game, the guys cutting, caused them to cut it right down to the cement.
So Robinson, we'll see Michigan again get his load of snow. How do you do? 1:14 left in the power play now. Goulet to Robinson. Robinson trying to get it back to Goulet. Goulet traps it against the boards, feeds it in deep now. Gretzky in the corner, back out to Robinson. He tees it up, shoots it in there. Bouncing puck. Bossy's after it in the corner. Also there is Bilyaletdinov. Back out to the blue line, Robinson. Robinson getting it in. It's over Bossy's stick. In the corner, Bossy. Bossy behind the net for Gretzky. Gretzky with Goulet parked out in front. Now Bossy moves in there. Robinson comes in. I think he hit the post. Robinson behind the net. Now Gretzky. Gretzky controlling it back there now. Robinson's pinched right up along the boards. Cleared in front, and Bossy bend. It rolls wide of the net. Gretzky. And it pops free, and Karutov. Out to center ice now. Larionov off to Karutov, and he's forced back as Team Canada recovered very quickly. Now Karutov stick handling at center ice. Bilyaletdinov shooting it in. 19 seconds left in the power play. Out at center ice they come. Anderson to the line. Anderson dropping it. The shot by Gartner. That one blocked at the goal mouth. Gretzky's in the corner. Also in there for the Soviets is Gimayev. Cleared along the boards. Gartner cleared out through center ice and back down into Team Canada territory. Wilson will go back. The penalty is over. Wilson stopping up behind his own net now. Ahead for Coffey. Coffey up on the right wing boards. Coffey a rink-wide pass. Anderson backhanding it in. Messier was way offside on the play. We'll have a face-off. No score in this hockey game with 2:53 remaining in the first period. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Tastes right out of a real beer, taste Blue Light. So when you're thirsting for real beer, taste Blue Light. Has it all for you. Dang, 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 ding dong ding. Blue Light.
Blue Light. Real beer taste in every doo-wop.
Team Canada has Stastny out there with Bourne and Bellows against the line for the Soviets. That is centered by Irik Gimayev. Over the line now, leading the rush is Stelnov. He's stopped, and Kevin Lowe comes away with the puck. Behind his net now, Stastny comes back, but Lowe elects to hold on. Now feeds it off the boards. Out to center ice it comes, but Bork couldn't get free. Back in over the line now is Shepelev, and he rolls it in front of the net, but Bourne is back. Bourne lost possession of it at the side of the net, but Bork covers up. Raymond Bourque. Out to center ice, Bourque backhanding it ahead. Kicked out of midair. Bourque moves up and flips it in. Stastny's in there forechecking. Cleared for Zubkov. Zubkov cutting across ice now with Bourne giving chase, and Zubkov hits the line now. Tried to feed it off on the wing for Shepelev. And it's Canada right back again with Bellows. Over the line, Bellows. Bellows with Stastny. Bellows shoots it! And Bushkin on his knees makes the save.
I love what I'm seeing out there tonight. Team Canada playing with lots of emotion. They're getting more chances tonight than they did the other game against the Soviets, and they're pumped up. Michigan's juggling the puck at times. Maybe not so sure of himself.
Well, Team Canada has had the last 6 shots on goal. It is now even at 9 apiece. 1:59 remaining in the period. Sutter with Tonelli and Bossy. For the Soviets. Semenov along with Yashin and Svetlov. Back to the blue line. There's a shot through a crowd that's wide of the net. Yashin against the boards out at center ice. Makarov Cleared to the line. There comes Makarov over the line, makes a couple of moves, tries to get through, controls it, shoots it right in there. And the save is made by Peters, and Robinson's got it. Robinson now behind the net. Makarov digging in after it. Roughed up against the boards there by Coffey. Sutter moves in as well. Along the boards, cleared back to the point. Kazatonov's shot is deflected off the glass by Peters. Now Bossy. Bossy just pops it out to center ice, and Kazatonov. 1:24 remaining in the first period. No score. Kazatonov in his own zone. Off the boards. Coffey clearing it right back in again. And Gartner upended as he went in. He ran into Noah, the referee. In the corner, Kazatonov. Flips it out to center ice once again. Messier couldn't handle it. Back at the defense is Charlie Huddy. Flipped through center ice. Gartner hustling after it. Less than a minute remaining now. It's Perwukin along the boards. Messier. Rink wide pass. On the far side, Kazatonov. He's roughed up against the boards. Now along the boards. Trying to get loose and out of his own zone as Varnikov is cleared back in. Wilson, the rink wide pass. Anderson. Anderson ahead for Gartner. Gartner over the line. He's double teamed as he goes through. Anderson going in. Now it's Gartner into a pile up in front. Gartner shoots off right on. Out come the Soviets. Ortsov. Ortsov at center ice. Ahead, the pass and the long shot by Varnikov, and it's cleared away by Peters. And down into the Soviet zone. 19 seconds remaining. Out at center ice, knocked down and cleared back in with players trapped. So we'll get a face-off outside the Soviet blue line with 12 seconds remaining in the first period. As we look at Glenn Anderson.
Before that, there was a good play by Pete Peters. He got the hold of the puck. He shot it down, not for an icing, but so his teammates could get a line change. They were tired. They were out there for a while. There's only 15 seconds left in the period. Smart play by Pete Peters.
I saw Glenn say that he's got to feel a lot happier about things tonight than he has in this tournament. This is clearly the best game that Canada has played. No score. And we have 10 seconds remaining now in the period as the puck is shot in. Middleton hustling in after it. Now it's cleared along the boards. Gretzky chopped out near the corner. Bork knocked it out of midair, and as he played it, it is called with 1 second left, so there'll be a puck drop in center ice.
Well, this is the game we were all looking forward to seeing. It's what we thought it would be, and it's living up to it all the way. Some great scoring chances and some good goaltending by both hockey clubs. Fast tempo to it.
So they'll drop the puck and the siren will go, and what a period it has been, Darrell. The shots on goal, 10 apiece. No score in the game. Canada came on in the last part of it offensively, but just a solid total period by Team Canada against a team that always plays well, of course, in the Soviet Union.
Well, the Soviets, they're not going to change. They're going to play the same way the second and third period. Let's hope Team Canada can do the same thing.
All right, no score after 20 minutes. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Hey, you guys playing Sports Select Baseball Pool?
Sure, yeah.
I think I picked a winner. Look, home win, that's a 1. Either team by 1 run, that's a 3. And an away win, that's a 2. Easy as 1, 3, 2. Right, Roseanne?
Must be if you understand it all.
That's my Sports Select ticket. You know, Jimmy, it is the
most fun you can have with a ticket.
Don't bite the hand that pays you, Roseanne.
This week's jackpot is $4.25 million.
Tony Tanti, Jim Poplinski, Kevin Lowe, Rick Vide, Norm Rochefort, Dale Howardchuk, E. Carbonneau. 7 pros racing against the clock will be the winner. If you select him, you can win one of 7 Chrysler Lasers in Gillette's Super Skater Contest. So enter where you see this Gillette display and act fast.
Welcome back to the Olympic Saddle Dome in Calgary after 1 period of play. No score between the Soviets and Team Canada. The tempo of that first period really something else, and one has to be impressed with the enthusiastic display of Team Canada in that first period. The winner of this game, of course, will go on to play Sweden in the best-of-3 final. Sweden advancing, winning their semifinal game last night in Edmonton, and we will review some of the highlights of that game. Team Sweden against Team USA. Sweden struck for 4 goals in the first 12 minutes and never looked back. Lube opened the onslaught, and then Thomas Steen scored 14 seconds later, and it was 2-0 for Team Sweden at the Northlands Coliseum. Then Per-Erik Eklund, number 24, connects on a backhand, and Sweden had good reason to celebrate. This is Kent Nielsen, covered by Rod Langway. Passes to Lube. He connects at 11:48. It's 4-0 for Sweden. More than 3 million viewers watched the game at 2 a.m. in Sweden. Midway through the second, Steen scores his 4th of the series, Anderson and Nielsen assisting. And then the Sundstrom twins, Peter and Patrick, assist team captain Thomas Gradin on Sweden's 6th goal right here. Team USA scored their first goal of the game early in the 3rd period. Brian Lawton connects as Olchuk and Langway get assists. It's 6-1. Thelin got that one back for Sweden as Sweden moves in front 7-1 with this blast. Chicago Blackhawk rookie Ed Olchuk, the Labatt's player of the game for Team USA, scores his first goal of the series right here. Then Sweden scored 2 late goals as they totally dominated the overall play. Lube connects on this backhand shot. Then the final goal of the game, Kent Nielsen finishing off a play. Nielsen with 1 goal and 4 assists in the game. He was honored as the Labatt's player of the game as Sweden advances to the final with that 9-2 victory. Now we welcome Brent Sutter of the New York Islanders and Team Canada in our intermission studio, and quite a tempo out there. Brent, your comments about the first 20 minutes.
Well, it was a very close checking game, and we got to keep it that way. We can't let them get freewheeling, or the same outcome will happen as it did, a couple nights ago. So, we got to keep it tight, and we got to play it tight, and wait for our breaks, and we got to capitalize.
What about playing with Tonelli and Mike Bossy? Hard work is not exemplified any better than the way the 3 of you have been playing in this series.
Well, Johnny, he's very good in the corners, and he's always gives you 120, 125% or whatever on the ice. And the Bossy, he can put the puck in the net, and he creates the openings, and you give him a puck, and when he hits the net, the majority of the time it's going to go in. So, things have been going fairly well. Let's hope it can continue to go as well, and, for another week anyway.
Brent, what was the feeling among the players? I know it was rather quiet prior to the game in the dressing room. Did anyone have anything specific to say prior to the game?
Well, I think everybody knows, knows what this game means. Not only, to ourselves, but to the country. And it's a big game, and there was nothing had to be, nothing had to been said. We knew what we have to do. We know what we have to do, and we just got to go out there and play our game. And like I said before, wait for the breaks and capitalize on them.
What has the experience meant to you to represent Canada?
Well, it's quite an honor. It's hard to explain. It's quite a thrill, and experience-wise, confidence-wise, it's great for me. And I've learned awful lot since I've been here playing against European competition. It's the first time I ever have, and I hopefully it's going to help me out. When I get back to the island, and then we start going, for playing National Hockey League in the NHL. So. I'm sure it will, and again, confidence-wise, I hope it works out for myself, and again, I hope it works out for everyone.
Special audience in Viking, Alberta, I'm sure, cheering you along tonight.
Oh, I imagine. It's quite a thrill for Canada, and Viking's my hometown, and a lot of people there. There's a lot of super people there, and I appreciate them all. And again, I'd like to take this opportunity to say hi to Mom and Dad and everyone, and I know it's been a thrill for them, and again, hopefully we can make everyone happy.
Okay, all of Canada's pulling for you. Keep up the good work. 40 minutes to go, and everything looks promising at this point, Brent.
I hope so. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Brent Sutter of Team Canada. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Every time you fill up at your neighborhood Petro-Canada station, you're pumping your money back into Canadian jobs, back into new opportunities for Canadian industry and technology, back into the ongoing search for Canadian energy. And to every Canadian who thinks that all gasoline stations are the same, Petro-Canada offers an alternative. Pump your money back into Canada. It goes a long way. Petro-Canada, putting Canada first.
This bad egg could be your key to a really good mouthwash. Smells. The same kind of sulfurous vapors are always building up in our mouths. They're the major cause of bad breath. If you could see them, they might look like this. Lavoris doesn't just mask their smell, it actually helps get rid of those vapors. Lavoris contains zinc chloride, A special ingredient that attracts the sulfur like a magnet, combines with it, and turns it odorless. With Laboris, your breath stays fresher longer, hour after hour after hour.
Here's something new, so you'd better look twice. Yes, it's Labatt's Light, and don't it look nice? You see, the bottle's brand new, with a twist-off cap too. Still tastes light and so smooth, and it's looking so new. Yes, it's Labatt's Light.
Al, it never matters what happens till we reach this point in the series, and then we always wind up with a heart stopper.
I can't understand it. We did it in 72 going into the last game. In 76, what people forget, we had to beat Russia to make the playoffs. In 81, we made the playoffs and then had a sudden death game against them and didn't play up to our standards. Tonight, the players are giving everything, and from the start, they've done that. It hasn't worked out some nights, but I think everybody in Canada is proud of them. I'm proud of them. And I know the players in the room were saying earlier, let's win this not for ourselves and the country, but for the guys who helped us in training camp, the Ricky Vives, the Brian Sutters, and all the others who are back home cheering for us.
Al, what was done in any particular fashion to hype them? Or was anything needed for this tonight?
Absolutely not.
Because I've never seen them dominate the Soviets in one period like this.
Well, at one stage, the Soviets were called for icing 3 times in a row, which I can't remember having happened.
No.
At one stage, the shots on goal were 9-3. I think they're now 10-9 for us. It's difficult, though, and we need a goal. Mike Gardner had a couple of good shots, and Gretzky and Bossy. We need a goal. I think if we can get a goal, we can demoralize the Soviet team. Our team is certainly playing a disciplined hockey. The forwards are coming back. We haven't seen the 2-on-1s, the 3-on-2s that were obvious the other night in Edmonton. I know one thing. I'm just as proud as can be of the way they're playing, because so many people counted them out, and they're there to prove it not only to themselves. They want to show the Russians the Canadians still can play hockey.
Tell me, what about the goalkeeping change tonight now? This is Lemlin's home ice, his home crowd. I mean, that must have been a tough decision to make, and yet it looks like it's a good one.
Glenn Sather told me yesterday that he pretty well decided he'd go with Pete Peters. I said, well, it's Reggie's hometown. He said, well, Al, they've played Reggie twice and beaten him twice, and that will get to them and get to Reggie, perhaps. So he said, I'm going to gamble on Peters for a lot of reasons. First of all, he's a great goaltender. His history in the NHL has been good. Secondly, the Russians have never played him, and maybe we should start playing their type of surprise game and see what happens. He's made it clear to the defensemen and the forwards that he wants everybody back to help Pete.
Well, whatever has been said or whatever might have been missing is found tonight in this Canada Cup. I mean, just...
Well, as I said to Mike Bossy after all the fun of yesterday, where I'm on this psychological bender, I said, you'll be happy if you get on one yourself if we win tonight.
Al, go out there and keep him pumped up. Thanks very much. Now, Bill Pratt, the president of OCO 88. Bill, the whole country is wondering, because 4 years from now we're going to be here with 2 weeks of this kind of hockey every second night. But tell me about OCO. Tell the people of Canada, where are we in terms of your schedule, your whole project? What kind of schedule are you on? And ahead of it, behind it, right on, or what?
Sonny, with all this excitement tonight, it's hard to think about 1988. However, we are excited about the Winter Olympics in February 1988. And yes, we are on schedule with all of our venues, and we're very proud of what's being accomplished here.
Well, the biggest question being asked around the country, and we have so many European broadcasters here, what about the hill? What about the runs? You're cutting new runs for your Alpine. What stage is that at?
Mount Allen is almost all cleared, in the 90% range, and we have the FIS inspector over next week, again from Europe, to look at it, to just refine the runs. But Mount Allen is living up and beyond all of the things we expected it would be.
How about